What is up, everybody? This is Recap Rewind. I'm JLAG, and I'm here with
NBEA.
And this episode is recapping and reviewing American Crime Story, Season 2, Episode 6. And it's called Descent.
Descent?
Descent.
Why is Descent? Because he like, this is where he kind of dips down.
He dips, yeah.
He dips from life.
He dips from life.
So I think right off the top, this was a really bad episode. I'm just gonna be real talk, like right up front from the start.
Yeah.
I said this before, like I wanted this episode coming back after the break to be all about Versace or about Miami at least, and Andrew in Miami.
Right.
We didn't get anything like that.
Right.
The only time we saw Versace was like in Andrew's like crazy dream. The rest was just Andrew's life, how crazy he was. But I feel like we've seen that already. Like we know that at this point.
We've seen it
Episode
so
6,
often. Yeah.
We know he's crazy. We know he's deranged. We know he's like psycho. He's a liar. Like I get that.
Right.
I got it, guys. Like he killed 4 people. Like we get it. And this.
So just off the top, you did not like the episode at all.
No, I didn't like it. Did you?
You know what it is? After 6 episodes, I still find myself trying to like it more, and that's not a good place to be.
Do you like it more?
No, not this episode. I was just like, here's my indicator. When you feel like you need to check the time as to when the episode's going to be done.
You're so right. As soon as I look at the time, I'm done.
Yeah.
Especially with Ryan Murphy shows. Like I watched how many of his shows?
Yeah.
Like, I love the writing, the production, like everything.
Yeah.
The music. It started off good, like the first literally 30 seconds of like him naked like in the pool. But then after that I was like, okay, no. Because I guys, like we've been through this. We've seen him being crazy. Yeah. And like you were saying offline, like JLAG's like, we already know he killed them all. Like he killed them all. Yeah. We know that. Yeah. So now we are now in the third flashback.
Right. And why are we still here?
And like you were saying, like I wish they had shown this in the beginning, so like I would have cared for David a little bit more. I would have cared for the other guy a bit more. Right. And then he would have killed them. But like we already know that they're dead now. Yeah. So I don't know.
The way that they're telling this story is like reverse chronologically. And we know this from like starting from episode 1, it's like the real like Versace getting murdered, and then it rewinds literally like every episode. It's like one step farther and farther and farther and farther back. I really like now that we're in the 6th episode. I really think that they were on they missed the mark in terms of how they were formatting this show in the season. I just think that it didn't work for the show.
Guys, they marketed the show as Versace, Gianni Versace.
It's called the Assassination of
Gianni and his murders. Do you know what I mean? Like, and his deranged mind. Like, it's not about that. You guys marketed Versace. Yeah. You guys marketed Penelope Cruz and all these actors. Like, we're seeing them once or twice. Like, this is not cool.
I'm not okay with
it. I'm not. Because I'm ready for the Versace story and that world, and I'm not getting that at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
And like I said, you guys have hit it home already. I know how crazy he is. Yeah. Thank you for showing me those other murders. Thank you for telling their story. I still don't care at this point.
I
get it. I get that he's crazy. Fine. Let's move on.
Right. I don't even it sucks because it's gonna completely break the format of our episode because I don't even want to go through the entire episode.
So we're not gonna go through the whole episode.
Yeah.
But basically, it kind of centers around this birthday party that Andrew is having at his man's huge mansion in San Diego.
Norman, this billionaire.
Right. And so he's faking it. That girl from the first episode was in it, the blonde chick. Yeah. And she's all hyped, they're friends. And the whole idea is that he is so excited because David is coming into town and he's coming to this party. Yeah. Yeah. He's in love with David. He wants to be with him. And he tells Finn Cole's character, fake all this shit for me to make me look like Jeff, to make me look like I have friends and I'm loved. And Jeff's like, okay, fine, whatever. It sounds weird, but I'll go with it, whatever. So you're seeing all these people in his life put up with him, put up with his lies. Right. I don't know why. But they do.
No idea.
The party comes and goes. David comes through, and we notice that David and Jeff have a special bond. At that party. That's where I guess they meet for the first time. Yeah. So that's sort of where the episode kind of connects and centers around. And there's a great at the end of that sequence. There's a great photo op that photo op that like Andrew takes with all the people that he basically kills.
Basically murdered.
Because Lee Miglin was there too.
Including Lee Miglin, yeah.
So that was kind of weird.
And like that's the thing. Those are the moments where I'm like, okay, they put that in for a reason. That means that picture really exists. I'm assuming.
I think it was. It
unless
must be.
You're lying to me.
I don't know. And me and JLAG were saying this like offline, like these are the moments where like you wonder how much of it is real, because when Andrew was talking to Jeff and talking to David, like they're all dead. Like we don't know actually what happened in those moments. How much of it was made up? Why are they getting into this detail? Like, I don't know. It makes you question a lot.
It's true. And actually, the one thing that we just noticed, like the end of this episode, they really underscore the fact that this part of the show or this series in general, like at the very end of the episode, they have to give us like a little disclaimer by saying like, just as an FYI, this whole series is inspired by true events.
Like no one imagined.
They're all imagined, and like we're just piecing it all together. Right. Which is, I mean, obviously we did like assume that, but at the same time, it's one of those things that's very like, it really f's with your mind, because I like I said, I don't mean to like compare it to season 1 with the story with OJ, but that was very fact based.
But you're right, you should compare it, because everything that they were focusing on for the most part was court based, and everything in that court was real. Like everything happened. They were basing it on real evidence.
Right.
So yes, this story is dramatized for television, but it's based on these real events.
Right.
And whereas this one, I really feel like they milked the Versace perspective.
Yeah.
And now they're just creating this whole other world for this guy. And I'm like, I'm not down for this. Like,
and this is what I said kind of like maybe in the beginning of us recapping this show is I don't want them to have to humanize or give reason to why I don't care about Andrew Cunanan. He killed Versace. Why do I care about his storyline?
Or like you cared about him for like 1 episode, maybe 2.
Maybe,
that's it.
Yeah.
I'm good, guys. I know how crazy he is. I'm down. But like, I'm with you guys.
But like that's the thing. Like even in this episode, we get to kind of get a glimpse of like how desperate he is for like money, and like he gets into drugs, and he ends up having to go visit his mom for the first time.
Yeah,
and that's
his breaking point.
That's his breaking point. His descent. And like that's the first time that we actually get to see his like family life and how crazy his mom is. But then it's like. But I don't care. Me not care. You killed people. So why do I give a shit about like how you feel?
Or like I care, but like you literally put it in the last 4 minutes of this episode.
It's true. That's true.
Like that's all you gave me for his mom.
Yeah, it's true. And like I said, even with the chronology, and like we talked about this too already, but like the fact that David is once again in this scene. Why didn't you give me the story before he was murdered? I felt sad when we watched like the murder, like his murder, but to see this before, I would have been like, wow, there's so much context to like them meeting and like him lying and his obsession with him.
Because in the beginning, guys, I didn't know how obsessed he was with him.
Right. And now I'm watching it, and like that last scene that you see with David and him at the dinner table, I'm not like, no, but you die. Like later, like I don't care after that moment.
Yeah.
Like to see that moment with his dad getting shot in front of the cabin after watching this scene, I would have probably cried like fully. You know what I mean? Like, it would have made it that much more emotional. All I'm trying to say is, like, I just feel like they missed the mark really badly on how they formatted the season.
I wish I could ask someone, like, on the crew, when you are producing a season like this, where you are covering off this topic, like, chronologically, but in reverse order, are you filming these scenes in this exact order? Because if so, you know, maybe Ryan got to, like, the 3rd episode, and he was looking at, like, whatever, the footage, and he's like, damn, I don't know if I like this. By that point, it's too late, though, because, like, you've written everything in. You've scheduled these scenes already. But then again, in editing, I mean, no, I guess you can't change that much. But like, you know what I mean? Like he was maybe too deep, where he's like, damn, we have to continue on with this template.
But they didn't really have to. Like,
I don't know.
What was the gag of this whole episode? The gag was like seeing Lee Miglin. I don't care.
Not even. It was like just his mom.
Like,
forget even Lee Miglin. Like, who cares?
Like, that's what I mean. Like, there's no real reason as to why I would give a shit about his character at that point. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I don't know. I mean, I just think it's just
like, to me, it doesn't matter where he met Lee Miglin. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
The point is he killed Lee Miglin.
Yeah, and we already saw that 3 episodes ago, so, and I cared maybe back then for like a hot second, but now I don't care.
I just don't understand how you guys marketed the show as Versace's killing, murder.
You lie.
And like it's been covering Andrew Cunanan from the start.
Yeah.
From the start. So
yeah.
I really hope that moving forward, we get to see everything else is Versace at this point. Really,
I feel like we've been hoping this for the past two episodes,
but
it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy the way that this show has gone into a direction that I didn't expect it to go in at all.
I have to say, the scenes with the mom was very cheesy.
Yeah, it was very
very typical.
MB said it while we were watching it. She was like, every Norman Bates has a Norma, you know, and it's so true. Like she's crazy. She's clearly like bipolar. They made her like seem like a crazy person. Like, it's such an obvious typical storyline.
She sounded like him when he was on the high.
Right, like Deluge.
Because like at that point he's like depressed and he's quiet and he's like crying.
Right.
But like she sounds like him when he's like excited and like making all these lies up and stuff.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I just think that it's like not really. It wasn't worth what we all expected from this season so far, and. Like, yeah, you're right. The only time that we ever see Versace this episode is through a fever drug dream. Yeah. And I think that's the only connection that we really make to be like, oh, that's why he like went after him.
We looked at each other. We're like, okay, that's why he hates him so much. Because basically in his fever dream, he's saying to Versace, he's like, I'm basically jealous of you.
You had a good life.
You have a good life. Everyone loves you, but nobody loves me.
Right.
Everyone adores you, but nobody adores me.
What makes you different from me?
Right.
And then Versace in the fever dream is like, I'm loved. Yeah. So that's the reason why you're different. I'm like, wow, that's a weird fever dream to have. But I don't know. I'm pretty bummed that
my question though outstanding in all of this is at the end of the episode when he's like he needs like his drugs, needs money, whatever. He goes back to that guy's house, Norman or something.
Right. Yeah.
And it looks like Norman calls the cops.
Yeah.
What happens there? Like, you guys cut out, but what happened? Did you call the cops? Did the cops come and arrest Andrew?
Yeah.
I guess he just left to go to his mom's house.
Away,
See, like those little points where I'm like, I could have used a bit more information. Right. You guys just like cut out from there.
And those are the parts that really frustrate me because like you see him go insane in front of the house when he's calling the police. Yeah. He's like, I made this house. I made this home. Like, great acting from what's his face, the guy who plays Andrew. Yeah. But for what sequence? For what purpose? Like, you're making him look insane, but then what's the end goal in all of this? Yeah. Like, what are you doing exploring this character, making him that like fleshed out, scary, crazy serial murderer when like really the whole idea is like seriously, the bottom line is the show is not called the murderer Andrew Cunanan. It's called the assassination of Gianni Versace. Period statement. Like, period statement. Why are we focusing so hard on him? And not even to throw shade
on the other people that got killed.
Yeah, like, nothing.
It wasn't really called their story either. Yes, I appreciate their stories. Yes, I love their stories.
Yeah.
But like, I could have lived without that too because I was not even expecting that. I was expecting a very focused, story on the assassination and like how the cops failed to like get this guy that whole time. Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. I really want to know what everyone else like listening is thinking about this because I know me and JLAG are like kind of frustrated.
A little bummed.
And we expect a lot from them. Yeah. We expect a lot from like Ryan Murphy and like the whole team and stuff.
And like that's the thing. Don't get me wrong. Visually, beautiful.
Beautiful. It is.
I love watching it. Like half the time I was just looking at NB saying like, I want to live in that house. And like, I love rich people. Like, it's just beautiful to see that world, but that's not enough for you to create a TV show. Like, setting it up for what reason? Like, come on, Ryan Murphy. Like, we get it. You have money. Like, don't make a waste season for American Crime Story. Like, this could have been so interesting and it was for a hot second. But like the beginning. But I think like that's the thing. I think and this is the thing that I think a lot of directors and creators do is sometimes you have this image of how you want to tell a story. So I feel like he started with like, we're going to backtrack from the beginning, like from the like beginning all the way to like that situation.
Which makes sense theoretically.
Which is fine.
Because it does, because you want to start off with that flashy Miami vibe.
However,
I get it.
Like, it just doesn't make it, like, sometimes it just doesn't make sense the entire time, and now you're stuck with this format.
And like we said, it was fine for the first 3 or 4. Yeah. It was okay. But now we've had 2-3 episodes where it's like been straight Andrew.
What he really should have done is like at that 5 episode mark, just go right back into Versace. And I would have been okay with that. And there was a moment, I booked it. We booked it and we said we can't wait to see that Versace moment. Yeah. And sure enough, we weren't there again. Yeah. We were still stuck in the same like backtrack, La Jolla, whatever. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I don't care what's going on right now. I don't care about like showing me the timestamps like 1994 and 1993.
Even like
I don't
when the
know
episode
what year
started,
am I in?
I looked at Jay, like I'm like, wait, was this before everything? He's like, yeah, I think it was. I'm like, okay, I'm done with this fast forwarding.
But why?
Going like past, like I'm done.
Yeah, it's just really hard to keep up. Like this, like also you guys took a fucking week off. I don't know what the hell's happening anymore. Like keep me interested, keep me pulled in. You're telling me another story that I don't know anything about. You're telling me 5,000 stories, and then you're expecting me to know a new story every episode.
P.S. guys, these things were made up, so like we don't really know exactly, but like just like believe it.
That's the thing. Like on top of that, there's nothing based in proper actual facts. So you're spending half the time wondering whether or not that actually happened, and then the other half of the time being like why is the story being told?
Like that photo that was taken. It would have been cool if like they like threw in like the real picture or something. You know, like something to make it feel like it's like really a documentary or like it's actually happened.
I agree.
Like you have to show me that.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyways,
I don't know, man. I'm pretty
like
bummed.
cheesed,
pretty bummed.
Yeah,
but like legit. This podcast is 15 minutes long, and I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, and like, we looked at each other. We're like, we're not gonna do our roundups. We're not gonna, because I don't have anything to say about that.
I'm not inspired to like say anything. Like WTF moment, nothing.
Nothing was shocking because nothing really stood out.
Nothing stands out to
didn't.
me.
Like, okay, yeah, maybe the mom scene, maybe that's it. I don't know.
Like, y'all, I don't even know. Like, I'm trying not to be as crusty as I am right now, but legit, I feel no ways about this episode.
No, me neither.
I feel no ways about this show, which is really unfortunate. I never like to cut shows short, especially when we're reviewing them, and especially when it's a show that we like love the series of. We love
and the crew behind it.
Yeah,
like, we backed up him. Yeah. Anyways, whatever.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he's a great actor.
No, he's killing it.
He's doing such a phenomenal job.
Killing it. Oh my god, why can't I think of his name right now?
I know it's like not
Jonathan?
hitting me. No.
Damn.
But yeah, that guy, the actor. It's gonna bother me. Anyways, yeah, him. He's doing a really, really good job. And I just like it's bothering me now. It's really bothering me.
Anyways, keep going.
Look that shit up. Darren Criss. Yes.
Chris.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, he's doing a phenomenal job. I think he should win an award. But the story that's supporting him is a story that I don't care anything about.
Agreed.
At all.
Anyways, guys, let us know what you think. Seriously,
Please let us know.
I really want to know what you guys are thinking, because maybe we're just like really crazy right now and we want a lot more and we're not getting it, so we're cheesed. Yeah. But let us know what you think. You can find us on Twitter.
Recap_rewind.
We're on Instagram as well, same handle. So just like reach out to us. Let us know. We want to hear from you guys.
Please
comments, critique. Let us know what you guys want to see for the end of the season, perhaps.
Tell us if you loved it, and tell us why you're loving it.
Yeah, exactly. I personally love the music. I'm down for that music.
Music is great. Yeah. Visuals are phenomenal, but just not doing it for me all as a whole package. That excitement
that they usually bring is not there for me. Yeah. Like you said, I was checking the time. I was like, okay, when is this done?
Yeah. Anyways, all right, guys. Bye.